Okay, so let's go ahead and start structuring our page with divs. We're going to use divs and ID selectors, which we've talked about a little bit in the previous section. So let's go ahead and look at our drawing. First of all, we need to create a div that will wrap around the entire site, the wrapper. Let's do that first. So I go inside the body tag and I just say div ID equals wrapper. And then I go down to just before the end of the body tag and I say div. If I wanted to be really proper, I would create a comment, end of wrapper. So I know what this div tag is doing, because there's going to be several divs wrapped around each other. The next thing I want to do is create a div for the header. The header includes the H1 and the navigation. Actually, let's just change this UL to, we're going to say ID equals navigation. Oh, that's a plus sign. Sorry, I was looking down. So we're going to give that UL an ID, because any tag, any HTML tag can have an ID or class selector. So now we're going to wrap this in a div that's ID will be header. And once again, I can add that comment, but I'm just going to tab these in so we can see what's inside of what div a little bit better. Then we're going to have a div for the main content. And that's going to go around this H2 and this P tag. I forgot to put any content in for the sidebar, so let me fix that. That's going to be an empty div for right now. And then lastly, we're going to we could use a div for the footer, or we could simply make this P tag, we're going to give it an ID of footer. So you don't have to wrap everything in a div if you use IDs properly. Oops, I messed that up. So once again, we wrapped everything in a wrapper div, and that's where the end of the wrapper right there. Then we have our header, which contains the site title and the navigation. Then we have a main div, which contains the H2 and the P tag that's just for content, the regular paragraph. Then I added a sidebar because I forgot to add content for the sidebar. Let me just add that content right now, and that'll be in the P tag as well. This is the sidebar content. And oh, this is getting a little messy. And then finally comes the footer. Instead of creating a whole new div, what we could do, because the P tag is actually, the paragraph tag is a block level item as well, we can just give it an ID of footer. So that's just to let you know that ID selectors can be applied to any HTML element. So here we have all of our code put together, and let's just see what effect this has had on the appearance of the file. Let's go ahead and open this up in it's exactly the same as it was before. So until we style things, let's see, actually, let me just save that. There we go, there's the sidebar content. So until we style things, nothing's going to change. So you can divide the page up into divs and add comments and all of that, and it's not going to change a thing until you tell it to actually behave in a different way using CSS.